I don't know if they busted me or what's up with that. But it was nice to see some deer movement on such a crappy day. It was a mama and looked like a yearling and then a spotted fawn. Startled her and she spotted me. Alright, so the rain's starting to pick up a little bit. I'm pretty sure the deer have gone and bedded down at this point. They generally would in weather like this. So we're going to get out of this tree and get home, and we might try to take another swing at them tomorrow. We'll see how things play out. Well, unfortunately, we weren't able to get our velvet buck this year. I guess we'll have to wait until next year. But that doesn't mean that we can't use this opportunity to prepare for the coming season. Deer season this year in Tennessee officially starts on the 26th of September, so the last Saturday of the month, which means we have about 3 weeks to fully get ready to kick it into high gear. A few things you should make sure you do before your season kicks off entirely. Make sure you check any of your safety equipment if you use tree stands. Check your harnesses every year, because if you're like me and you just throw them in a box at the end of the year, it's not something you're routinely looking at. So make sure you have it out. Inspect it for any kind of damage, see if anything needs to be replaced or serviced. If you use a climbing tree stand, make sure that you check the cables, check your seat, check any of the straps, buckles, webbing, anything that you need to secure yourself so you don't have an unfortunate accident in the woods. And make sure you replace your lineman's rope or your safety strap that you happen to use to connect yourself to the tree. You're also going to want to make sure that you inspect any of your hunting equipment, such as your bow, crossbow, firearms, whatever it is you intend to use to take game for the year. You need to make sure you inspect it, tighten up any optics, take them to the range and make sure they're zeroed. You don't want to go out there and just say, well, it was zeroed last year, everything's going to be good. You're just going to increase the risk that you wound an animal or that you miss entirely, and that could cost you one of the best animals of your life, so you definitely don't want to do that. Ensure that you are cross-loading your pack and making sure you have what you actually need and what you're actually going to use while you're afield, and leave anything that you're not going to need immediately in the stand or immediately after the shot in your vehicle. You can always return to your vehicle, stow your gear that you don't need anymore, and take out a few things to carry in to track your animal. Ensure that you have an adequate number of arrows or ammunition for the number of animals you intend to take that day. A few items to maintain the maintenance for crossbow, cocking rope, lubricant, things like that. Make sure you carry lubricant for your firearms as well. Anything for scent management, so wind checker, cover scent, any kind of doe lure, urine, anything like that that you want to use within your legal limits. Any kind of calls or anything you're going to take with you. Any kind of visual aids you might need, such as face paint, stuff like that. Make sure you have things to keep yourself comfortable as well. So lip balm, chapstick, whatever, some mouth spray to keep you from getting cotton mouth, and take a little bit of water with you in your pack. You don't want to be sitting up in a tree, especially if you're going to do an all-day sit or in a blind and not have anything to eat or drink. It's just going to make you uncomfortable. You're going to want to leave. You're not going to be as focused. You're not going to be as effective a hunter. Check your optics, make sure everything is working well, check your binoculars, and make sure you have a good rangefinder and that all your batteries and everything are good to go. Rangefinders significantly help you as an archer, and they can play a role depending on what kind of area you're hunting in as a firearms user as well. Having some sort of marking tape for after your shot can be extremely beneficial. If you take a shot and you hit an animal and you go down and you find the beginnings of your blood trail, you can use some marking tape to mark the start of that trail. and take all of your equipment back to your vehicle and get prepared to go and do your tracking portion. Pick up your knives and everything out of your truck. Make sure everything for your knives as far as sharpness and everything is serviceable. Make sure you haven't built up any rust or anything. Like I said, I throw all my stuff in a box at the end of the year and it doesn't really move. This kind of tape though, if you want to mark your trail as you go, you can either get some biodegradable tape like this, or you're going to have to go back and pick up your tape once you're done. One other thing I would advise you to do, your bag. So if you're going to be going in and out of a tree stand, you're going to want a rope to pull all of your equipment up to you, but something that can help as far as keeping your bag secure and making it easier to tow up into a tree are a few carabiners or D-rings. Now, I use a couple of different ones. Once I get up in the tree, I clip my bag to my tree stand so that it doesn't shift around and move. I can't accidentally knock it out. And you can also use these rings to attach other pieces of gear that you want. So if I wanted to attach my range finder, and I could clip it on, and there it is. Now it's hanging on my bag. That's just an example. Alright, so we didn't get to take a shot at our velvet buck, but we did get to see a few deer moving through our hunting area, which is a great indicator of how our season is going to go. I hope this video served as a reminder for you all as far as some of the things you need to add or detract from your pack, and just helps trigger in your mind a few of the things you need to look at before your hunting season begins. We'll catch you right back here with another great hunting video as soon as the season starts in earnest.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I left the link for you right there. If you still need your outdoor fix, we've got another video for you, and its link is right there. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll catch you next time on RSG Outdoors.